Hello, sweet yogis. Welcome to your practice today. My name is Julianne Isley, and I'm excited to be here flowing with you on the mat. This is a Vinyasa practice, so you can expect to get heated up from the inside out. We'll start the practice out nice and slow, build to a peak, and then I'll cool you back down. Let's go ahead and start today in a child's pose position, sitting your hips onto your heels, letting your big toes touch. I like to start a lot in child's pose just because it gives me the opportunity and gives you the opportunity to fully arrive in your practice. As you come down onto your mat, take this time to connect with your breath. Just notice how when we bring awareness to the breath, it will automatically slow and deepen. And I also want you to bring awareness into your body, noticing if there's any places that you need to nurture today. If you need to take care of yourself, your shoulders, your knees, be sure to modify any poses that you feel pain. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale, rise up, coming into a tabletop pose. As we come into tabletop, stack your hands directly underneath of your shoulders, knees come directly underneath of your hips, and tops of your feet are onto your mat. We'd slightly tuck your chin in. We call this our voluntarily lock, where we just pretend we are holding an apple between our chin and our chest. But inhale, allow your head and hips to go high, coming into a cow pose. Exhale, round it in. Bring your chin into your chest, energetically push your hands into the earth, round and coil through your back. Good, navel's coming into your spine. We'll do this a few more times. Inhale, head and hips go high, your belly sways down. Good, exhale, round it in. Chin comes into your chest. Starting to turn on that one breath, one movement. Inhale, head and hips go high, your belly sways down. Good, exhale, round it in. Chin comes in. Let your next inhale bring you into a neutral tabletop. Neutral tabletop, and bring your right hand forward, pinkies down, thumbs up, your biceps by your ear. And then I invite you to extend your left leg back behind. Flex your toes towards your nose on your left foot. Good, and now reach for both horizons. Reaching forward. Your back leg is fully engaged. You can stay here or you can move with me. Connect your right elbow, left knee underneath of your body. Good, inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, connect together. Good, inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, connect it together. Inhale, find your length, and then bring your left foot towards your right hand. Gaze comes up and over your right shoulder, creating space between your heel and your glute. Left hand stays rooted. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your right hand down. Left knee comes down onto mat. Time to go into the second side. Bring your left hand forward, pinkies down, thumbs up. Right leg comes back behind. Once again, you can choose the modification variation that works for you. So if you're having, if this is challenging, you can stay here. Also, connect elbow to knee, making it a little bit more spicy. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, connect together. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, find your length. Exhale, tiger pose. Bringing your heel into your glute. Gaze comes up and over your left shoulder. Right hand stays firmly rooted. But inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release it down. Right knee comes down onto your mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes, send your hips high for downward facing dog. As we come into downward facing dog, I don't know about you, but this is my first one of the practice. Take this time to get acquainted with how your body feels today. Checking in with your hamstrings, big muscles on the backs of your legs, your calves, even your Achilles tendons. And pedaling out your feet, bending your knees left and right, finding those micro movements. Good, find stillness. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Float through your toes, really pulling your right legs up as if you can touch the sky right now. Keep your hands rooted down, both shoulders stay rooted. Bring your right heel towards your left glute. Look underneath of your left shoulder. Can you see your foot underneath the left shoulder, maybe peeking around? And this will help to keep your right shoulder rooted. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, release your right foot down. Moving into our second side. Inhale, bring your left leg up towards the sky. You can stay here. You can also bring your left heel towards your right glute. Rolling your ankle going clockwise and counterclockwise. Can you see your foot underneath of your left? No, that's your right. Underneath of your right shoulder. And feel the hip opening up. Good. Inhale, left leg reaches up. And pretend you can touch the sky. Exhale, release your left foot down. Begin to heel toe your feet forward, walking nice and slow to the top of your mat. Walking all the way forward, just tiptoeing until you come to the top. You can have your feet about hip distance apart. Maybe a little bit wider if that works better for your body. Bend your knees a whole lot and place your stomach onto your thighs. Grab onto opposite elbows. As you come into ragdoll, sway from side to side. Allow for your head to be heavy. Letting decompression happen through your spine. And creating more space. And keeping your knees bent. Heel toe your feet, release your hands, and then heel toe your feet a little bit further apart. Placing your stomach onto your thighs, bending your knees a whole lot. Grab onto the opposite hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Pull your arms long. And then begin to allow your hands to float up overhead. Your gaze will round back towards the wall behind you. Maybe even up towards your belly button. And from here, just coming to the place where you're feeling this in the hamstrings, but not overdoing it. Release your hands onto the small of your back. And switch your grip, changing the opposite hand on top. And then inhale, letting the hips go higher towards the sky. Arms are straight, allowing your hands to float closer down towards the earth. Feels so good to just create space within the body. But release your hands to the small of your back. Release your hands all the way down to the ground. Heel toe your feet back together. You can have your feet to hip distance apart if that feels better in your anatomy. I know it does for some people. You pedal out your feet, bending your knees left and right, left and right. Good. Root down through both feet. Inhale to a halfway lift, making a flat back here. Hands can be floating into space. Hands can be all the way down onto your mat. You can also have your hands onto your shins. So many choices, none better or worse than the rest. And feel your core begin to engage here, pulling your navel into your spine. Exhale, fold it forward, release it down. We're gonna do our halfway lift, our Ardha Uttanasana one more time. Focus on engaging through the core. This will help to protect the low back. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your shoulders back and down. Pull the crown of your head forward, chin stays centered. Good, exhale, release it down. Releasing your crown of your head towards the earth. This time we're gonna rise to standing. Keep your core engaged. Drop your hips down just a little. Root down through your feet, inhale. Circle, sweep your hands up overhead, reach up. A big breath, exhale. Hands come into Namaskar, into Heart Center. And pause here. This is a beautiful opportunity to set your intention. How do you want to show up in your practice today? You want to show up playful or strong or bold? Maybe with kindness, with compassion, with perseverance. Once you have your intention stated 3 times in your own mind as though it's present truth. Planting that seed into your subconscious. And so it is. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead, reach up, upward salute. Exhale, fold forward, bring your hands through third eye, through heart center, all the way down to the earth. Step your right foot back, right knee will ground down. From here, inhale, bring your hands up overhead. And sparking through your fingers, activating every cell within your body. Shine your heart up towards the sky. Push your hips forward. Breathe into your back bend. Good. Exhale. Release your hands on either side of your left foot. And then begin to hinge your hips forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Maybe even pulsing into it if that feels good in your body today. And hinging forwards and backwards. Hinge it all the way forward. Plant your right hand to the inside of your left foot and twist and open towards the left this time. Roll your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. You got it. Stay with it. Exhale, release your left hand down. Tuck the toes of your right foot. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Good, downward facing dog. If you're new to the practice, this posture can feel challenging. So you can always take a break in child's pose here or come into a tabletop. We're going to go through vinyasa flows when we come into these down dogs. Once again, those are optional. If you're going through your vinyasa flow, hinge it forward into plank. And plank, root down through your hands. You can also lower down onto your knees. Lower to chaturanga. Chaturanga, inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, step your right foot forward, left knee grounds down. As you inhale, bring your hands up overhead, spark through your fingers, pull your shoulders back and down. Look up, look back, look down. Inhale, rise up. Plant your left hand to the inside of your right foot, twist and open towards the right. And continue to roll the right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Good, release your hands down. Hinge your hips forwards and back. Once again, just like we did on that first side. Checking in, how does your body feel today? Maybe this side feels a little bit different than the first. Then hinge it all the way forward. Root down through your right foot, tuck the toe of your left foot, step it forward. Forward fold, top of your mat. And ground down through your feet, drop your hips, circle, sweep your hands up overhead. Keep your core engaged as you rise. Exhale, hands come into Namaskar, the heart center, pausing, breathing, connecting here. And inhale, hands come up overhead, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, earth touch. Step your right foot back, right knee grounds down. As you inhale, hands come up overhead, reaching up. Can you see them towards the sky, maybe towards the wall behind you? Exhale, release your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Twist open towards the left. Beautiful. Release your left hand out. Flow it. Bring your hips back towards your right heel. Straightening out through your left leg. Flex the toes of your left foot in towards your nose. Scissoring through your thighs as you hinge it back. Then step it forward. Tuck the toes of your right foot. Step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, option to stay here, option to go through your vinyasa flow. Vinyasa flow, hinge it forward into plank. And plank, lower down. Belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, second side. Step your right foot forward, left knee grounds down. Bring your hands up overhead, reach up. You're in your back bend. Open your heart up towards the sky as you come into this back bend. Good. Exhale, release your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Twist and open towards the right. Roll your right shoulder back and gazes up towards your right open palm. Exhale, release your right hand down. Hinge your hips back towards your heel on the left side. Flexing your toes in as you hinge it back. Pull your right hip back and down, left hip up and forward. Good. Root down through your right foot and tuck the toes of your left foot under. Step it forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Maybe even pedaling out your feet. Sometimes those small micro movements feel so good after the transitions. Ground down through your feet, drop your hips, circle, sweep your hands up overhead. Big breath. Exhale, hands come into Namaskar in the heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands come all the way through heart center down to the ground. Step your right foot back. This time keep your right foot, your right knee lifted up off the earth for a crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise. Hands come up overhead. You can interlace your fingers, finding steeple fingers if you would like. If your shoulders are tighter, keep your hands more shoulder distance apart. And open your heart up towards the sky today. Reaching up, reaching back. Breathe into it. Good, inhale, come back up. Exhale, plant your right hand to the inside of your left foot, twist and open towards the left. Rolling your left shoulder back. Stay engaged through your right leg. Doing wonderful. Exhale, release your left hand down to the outside of your left foot. Step your right foot in so that your feet are about 3 feet of space between them. Pull your right hip up and forward. Left hip back and down. Scissoring through your inner thighs. But lengthen through your spine. You can always hinge deeper into it, but take it nice and gentle to start. You'll have more opportunities. So good. Root down through your hands, step it back, and coming into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, options to stay or go through your flow, flowing it out, and coming forward into plank, plank, lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, step your right foot forward, crescent lunge, second side. Having all 10 toes pointed towards the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Bring the hands up overhead. But as you're in your crescent lunge, you can have your palms together if you like. Take another breath. Stay lifted. Good, inhale, rise up. Plant your left hand now to the inside of your right foot. Twist and open towards the right. Gazes back towards your right palm. Another breath. Exhale, release your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Step your left foot in so that there's 3 feet of space between your two heels. Straighten your right leg out. Keep your arms straight, your back straight, your chin away from your chest. Your right kneecap stays lifted up. And step your left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. You can even shake it out. Root down through your heels. And drop your hips, circle, sweep the hands up overhead, reach. Beautiful. Exhale, fold forward, hands come down. Step your right foot back and crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise up, hands come up overhead. Good, exhale, release your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Twist and turn, gaze is open towards the left side of your mat. Breathe into it. Exhale, release your left hand down. Step your right foot forward so that there's 3 feet of space, pyramid pose. Pull your right hip back in or up and forward, left hip back and down. Pyramid pose, walk towards the long edge of your mat on the right side. Move into Skandasana. Skandasana to the right and to the left. We come back into middle. Rise up, goddess pose. Goddess pose, cactus through your arms. Pulling your elbows down. Making goalpost arms here. Over time, we work on getting the thighs parallel with the earth. But for today, is being where we're at. Good, inhale, rise up, star pose to open through your heart. Find your warrior two. Warrior two, cartwheel hands down to your mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, take 3 full deep breaths. Option to go through your vinyasa flow. If you're flowing it out, hinge it forward, plank or nearly plank, lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Inhale to rise. Crescent lunge, open it up. Moving into your twist. Left hand comes down, open up towards the right. Keeping your left hand firmly rooted down. Beautiful. Exhale, release your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Step it in, pyramid. Pull your right hip back and down. Lengthen through your spine. So good. Pivot towards the long edge of your mat, moving into Skandasana. As you come into your Skandasana, left leg is straight, then we hinge it over towards the right. I invite you to flow your Skandasana, going your own breath, your own pace. So we go through Skandasana, and if it's painful on your knees or you're feeling troubles, coming maybe into a Malasana or holding it static. Then hinge it back into center. Root your right hand directly underneath of your face, twist and open towards the left. Gaze is up toward your left hand. You can stay here or bring your hand to the small of your back. You can grab your right hand onto your left ankle. Pull your chest closer in toward your thigh. Good, release it back into center. Left hand comes directly underneath of your face. Twist and open now towards the right. Gaze can be up toward your right hand. Ideally, the hips stay squared off. Unless you have a mirror, sometimes it's hard to tell. Bring your right hand to the small of your back. Left hand over into your right ankle. Gaze comes up and over your right shoulder. Breathe into it. Move yourself into center. Lengthen up through your spine. You're coming into a halfway lift. Bring your hands onto your hips. Engage your core. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your heels in, your toes out for goddess pose. Goddess pose, bring your hands onto the tops of your thighs and then create space between your ribs, creating space in your side bodies. That's what I'm trying to say. But bring your right shoulder over to your left knee. Move back into center. Left shoulder, bring it in towards your right knee. It's not really touching, we're just putting it in that general direction. But move it back into center. Inhale, goddesses, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Facing towards the top of your mat. Warrior two, cartwheel hands down to your mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, option to stay or go through your flow. If you're flowing it out, hinge it forward. Plank pose. Lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. The downward facing dog, let's move it forward into dolphin pose. Dolphin is our forearm, kind of a forearm down dog, right? Got all this hair here. I forgot a hair tie this morning. So you can walk your feet in. The closer your feet come in, the more challenging it becomes. Stay here until you tap out. Or till I cue you. Still breathing into it. I love how this just stabilizes through the shoulders and through our backs. You feel the strength just being built right here. Then lower down onto your knees. Passive child's pose. Sit your hips onto your heels. Hands come back by your ankles. Nice inhale, rise up. Send your feet out in front of you, placing the soles of your feet onto the mat. And then scoot your bum. So as we come into this next section, we're working on building core strength, something I'm working on right now, especially after, baby Rafa is 2 now. So I feel like it's past time to really start working back on my core so I can get those arm balances and inversions maybe to where they used to be. All right, so from here, you can stay right here. Bring your hands back behind you. And so feel free to join in with me. Reach your right foot up, bringing your right shin parallel with the earth, and then your left. So there's lots of different levels. You can keep your hands rooted down for support. You could also bring the hands into Namaskar, or bring your arms out wider. We're gonna lift up through your chest just a little bit more. Really activate your abdominals, working on not just our transverse abdominis and our rectus abdominis, but also we'll be working on obliques too. So lower our boat down, coming to a hover. Good, inhale, rise up. Good, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise up. Lower it down. Inhale, rise. We'll do this 2 more times. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise up. Last one here, lower it down. Going all the way down. Beautiful. Release your back onto your mat. Send your feet up towards the sky. And flex your toes in. No, hold on a second. So feet come up towards the sky, flex your toes in, and bring your hands underneath of your glutes for support, making a diamond. The palms are facing down. We're gonna lower our legs down for a 30-degree hover and holding here. Focus on pulling your navel into your spine. We lower it down for another 30 degrees, hold it here. Are your legs fully contracted? Do you feel your core turning on? We lower it down to a 2-inch hover. Pop up onto your elbows, look at your toes, and then scissor kick. Going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You're almost there. 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. And now flutter kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at you. Now just fluttering right here. Keep breathing. You got this. Just building the strength, building perseverance. I'm gonna bring your knees into your chest. Grab onto opposite wrists, arms or elbows, and rock from side to side. Feels so good. Make your legs into that tabletop kind of position again, where we have a 90-degree angle through our legs. Bring your hand behind your hands, behind your back rather, and then your elbows are really wide. Release your right leg down, bring your right elbow to your left knee, and come back to center. Left elbow, right knee, left leg straightens out, move it back into center. I think we call these yogi bicycles. Go right and left, go your own pace. You can go nice and slow and controlled, or if you want to speed it up, getting some cardio in there. We're going right here, stay with it. But notice if you feel like you want to give up and keep going. Knowing that the work that we put onto our mat is going to carry out into our everyday, building that solar plexus strength, building that strength from the inside out. We're going to go for it. 10 more. 9, 8. Keep going. 7. You're almost there. Keep going. When you've hit that number 1, bring your knees into your chest. You got some more in you. If you do, keep going. But bring your knees into your chest, grab onto opposite wrists, arms or elbows, and rock from side to side. Make your way into happy baby, sending your knees towards your armpits, towards your shoulders, grabbing onto your feet from the arch sides. Have all 5 fingers included into your grip. You can rock from side to side, massaging your spine, the muscles around your spine. And if it calls to, maybe kicking out one leg and then the other. Beautiful. Place the soles of your feet onto your mat, knees come up towards the sky. Bring your right ankle now to your top of your left knee corner. Flex the toes of your right foot in towards your knee. Bring your left knee into your shoulder, grabbing onto either your hamstring, your calf, or your Achilles tendon. Whatever, or not your Achilles tendon, your hamstring or your shin. Hamstring or shin. Send your toes up towards the sky of your left leg. Reach and grab onto your left ankle, pulling your shin closer and towards your chest. You can lift your shoulders up off your mat. Make that almost like a sandwich. And breathing into your outer right hip. But slowly begin to release it down. Release the sole of your left foot down towards the ground. Onto the ground, release your right foot down towards the ground. Go into your second side. Bring your left ankle to the top of your right knee. Bring your right knee into your right shoulder, grabbing onto your hamstring, grabbing onto your shin. Whatever you can get a hold of. Flex the toes of your left foot in towards your knee. And if you did so on the first side, extend the leg up towards the sky. Grabbing your hands around your right ankle, flexing your toes in, still of your left foot in towards your left knee, protecting through your knee. You can lift your shoulders up off your mat. They say this posture releases feel-good endorphins. So I hope you feel nice and good for the rest of your day. Yoga tends to do that. Slowly begin to release down, releasing your right foot down onto the earth, followed by the left. And Keep your feet about hip distance apart, and soles of the feet are onto your mat, knees are up towards the sky. We'll move into a supine twist. Release your knees over to the right. Gaze comes over to the left. You can stay here or bring your right ankle onto the top of your left knee corner. So get a deeper stretch into your IT band on your left side. Release the sole of your right foot down. Bring your knees back to center. Bring your knees over to the left. Your gaze comes over to the right. Bring your left ankle on top of your right knee corner if you did that on the first side. And slowly begin to release out. Releasing the soles of the feet onto the mat, knees come up towards the sky. Now move into Supta Baddha Konasana, which is your butterfly on your back. Uniting your soles and allowing for your knees to fall open. You can have your hands one on heart center, one onto your belly. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly. If you have more time, I invite you to stay here as long as you like. And otherwise, meet me in a final Shavasana. Letting your legs go long, your heels touch, your toes follow. Hands come down beside you. Walk your shoulders away from your ears, finding comfort in your corpse pose. Softening through your scalp. Releasing tension through your shoulders, your forehead, through your heart center. So with each exhale, you can sink deeper into your mat. Allowing any remaining tension to seep out of you. Imagining that going out of you onto your mat, and going back into the arms of the divine. It doesn't serve us. Now allowing each inhale to bring in more goodness, more love, more patience. Filling every cell, every atom. Good, sweet yogis, go ahead and come onto the side of your choice. Moving into a fetal position, allowing your knees to draw in close, your bottom arm to serve as a pillow, and pause here. Your top arm to push into the ground to raise you up. And then sitting with your legs crossed. Hands come into Namaskar, into heart center. And you can keep your eyes closed or downcast. So thank you for joining me on the mat today. Thank you for showing up and taking the time to flow and to breathe. And to connect with yourself, mind, body, and spirit. The more that we show up onto our mats, the more impact we have, just allowing us to be a clearer vessel, getting rid of stagnant energy, replacing it with things that serve us better, more space, more compassion. Go ahead and bring your hands into third eye center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste, sweet friend.